Okay. Are we ready? Can we do this? We have so much yarn to share. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Knit California podcast. My name is Leslie, otherwise known as Knit California, here on YouTube, on Instagram, and over on Facebook. And this is episode 6. Woo! It's been a few weeks since I have recorded a podcast like this. My last 2 episodes, I showed you steeking my swatch for my Maddie cardigan, which I will show you today. And I talked about going on a camping trip and what projects I was going to bring with me. And that was last weekend. We are back from the camping trip. So I am going to show you kind of an update on how far I got during the trip, as well as this past week since we've been back. So we went up to Northern California to a place called Shaver Lake. It's a beautiful lake a little bit south of Yosemite. My husband's family has been going on a trip there every year for over 30 years, so it's a huge family tradition. This was my second year going, and we actually did not go last year because we were moving into this brand new house the same weekend that the family was up there. So it was really nice to go back after not being there last year. And so if you watched my previous video, you'll know that I took 3 projects with me. Those are 3 of my works in progress that I will talk about. But before we get there, I did want to share a finished object. Hey! This is my souffle, summer souffle tea, summer souffle. It's called the Summer Souffle. The pattern is by Laura Penrose of Penrose Knits, and I knit this in Lion Brand Kobu yarn, which is half cotton, half rayon from bamboo. In the colorway Denim, so it's this like awesome blue color. I'll insert some pictures so you can see a full view of what this looks like. But this is part of Laura's like signature pattern collection, the souffles. If you have been here since the very first episode, you will know that I test knit the original souffle tee in hot pink, and I loved it. That one is made out of mohair. It's a little too hot to wear that right now where I live here in Southern California, but the Summer Souffle came out recently, a couple months ago now. And so I cast this on very soon after it came out as part of a knit-along that Nicole from Professor Pearl, Prof Pearl, I think, on Instagram, was doing a More Souffle Please knit-along where you could knit any of the souffle patterns. And I knew right away that I needed to cast this on because yeah, summer yarn, and I love it. I love the ruffle. It just makes me so happy. It's really fun, and it's just like a great like signature piece, design element, and I love it. Another thing is like you can kind of see where the increases are in the circular yoke. And some people might not like this, but I think it's actually like a really cute detail in this pattern that it kind of gives it a little bit more dimension and kind of something else that your eye is kind of drawn to. So some of the details on this pattern, let me pull up my notes because I followed the pattern, but I had to make some changes because of the size I picked and, you know, all that fun stuff. So I ended up making a size 6. So here's the thing. Laura is an amazing designer, and when she designed this pattern, the yarn she used for this pattern was the Knitting for Olive cotton merino yarn. And I believe she held it double for the entire thing. And when she did that, she got 1 gauge, which is what she originally designed the pattern based off that gauge. I believe when they were in testing, what happened was a lot of people weren't able to meet that gauge. So what Laura did is she actually graded this pattern twice for 2 different grades, 2 different gauges for every single size, which is just like crazy. So the size 6, if you have a 22 stitch gauge, that is a 46.25 inch chest measurement all the way around. And if you are a 20 stitch gauge, that is a 50.75 chest measurement all the way around. So the suggested ease on this is anywhere from like 0 to like 2 inches about. I actually went up, so I didn't really want this to be super tight fitting, so I did choose a larger gauge. My bust circumference is about 40 inches, so looking at, you know, the size 6 gauge of these 2 like different gauges, you're looking at a 46 inch to a 50 inch. Now, I swatched on multiple different needle sizes, and I ended up with a 23 stitch gauge, which is closer to the 22 stitch gauge, which would have been like the 46 inches all the way around, but it's a little bit, the gauge is a little bit smaller because I have more stitches in the same number of inches. So I knew that I would get a smaller garment in general and that it wouldn't end up being the 46 inches, it would be a little bit less. So that is why I chose that size, the size 6. And I ended up knitting this on 5mm needles, which is also a larger needle size than what is recommended in the pattern. The pattern recommends 4mm needles. So that's typically the math that I have to do when I'm knitting garments. I'm a very tight knitter, so I have noticed for many of my sweater projects, the garments, the sweaters have ended up smaller than I wanted them to be. So what I've started to do is do my gauge, start with a needle size larger than what's recommended, and see what that looks like from there, and then do the math to figure out what size I want to make, and kind of what that's going to look like on me. So what that means and like how this has ended up is it definitely like has the ease. You can definitely see it, but like that's how I wanted it. Now the one thing that did end up a little kind of weird is when I finished the yoke and I split for sleeves, the top, let me show you, the top of this, we were at like, you know, it was right here. And then you split for sleeves, it comes up. So when I tried this on, it was like whoop, and then it like went up in the armpits, and then in the back it was the same. It was just like whoop all the way down. And that's kind of just what's gonna happen, the construction with a circular yoke, because it's a circle. So if you take your circle and just like plop it on your head, because it's going over your shoulders, that's what it's gonna do. And I was like, you know what, it's fine, I'm just gonna keep knitting. And as I knit and like the sides grew, it ended up being totally fine. Now I did do a couple inches less, was it less, I think, in the body? I don't know, I don't know. From underarm plus ribbing. No, that's the sleeves, that's the sleeve. I think I did a couple inches less in the body just so that it ended where I wanted it to end. But like, everyone changes the length of the body, right? So that's not normal, or that's not abnormal. So yeah, that's that. The other thing, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned in the last episode, is the sleeves. So Laura includes instructions on how to change the sleeve circumference based on the circumference of your arm and your bicep, which I used. I needed to go up a few measurements because of my like bicep circumference. And so that was like really fun and really easy to figure out how to do that. And I'm really proud of myself for like doing the math. I actually ended up going in between two sizes that Laura recommended, which turned out perfectly fine. And you can see it's not too tight, it's not too loose. It's like a really great sleeve measurement, drapiness. I don't know, I think it looks great. So overall, I'm really happy with this. One thing I would say is when I make another one, I would love to try out the cotton merino yarn that was used in the sample. This yarn just feels really thick and kind of heavy, and I would love for it to feel a little bit lighter since it is like a summer garment. So that's the only thing I would say. And that is my own choice for, you know, choosing a different yarn than what is recommended in the pattern. But if you are going to use Lion Brand Kobu, like, here you go. This is what it looks like. And really, like, if you like a DK weight yarn, that's exactly what this is. So overall, 10 out of 10. Would recommend this pattern. It is size inclusive, so that's a great plus. And I'm happy with it. So yay. Okay. Moving on, before we move to whips, I did want to go back and talk to you guys about the Thea top that I was wearing in the last episode. A lot of comments after I said I wasn't really happy with the color of it. This is just not usually a color that I wear, was kind of the gist of what I was talking about, and there were a lot of great suggestions in the comments, both on YouTube and on Instagram, of like what I could do about it. And one of the things that came up a couple times was dyeing it, and I have been interested in using avocados to dye things, and so I think that's what I'm going to do. I have started collecting some avocado seeds and avocado skins, and if you don't know, when you dye with avocado, the dye comes out pink, and like the depth of that pink really depends on how many seeds and how many skins you use, and so I just think that'll be so fun. And yeah, haven't done it yet, obviously, but that's kind of my general plan for this, is to dye it. And it'll be a cute pink color, and I can definitely wear it under cardigans and stuff, or just on its own if I just get over the fact that I don't really like the shoulder sleeve length. So that's that. So thank you for everyone who made a suggestion on that. Okay. So the next thing that I want to show you, and this is one of the projects, had I even started it in the last episode? I don't think I had. I think I just talked about it. I don't know. I should probably go back and check. Hold on. Hold on. No. I had just gotten the yarn in the last like full podcast episode, which was 3 weeks ago. Let me just show you. We'll do this. Everyone, drum roll, please. Dun da da da. I love it so much. Okay, so this is the Maddie cardigan by Kristen Drysdale. She is at Scandiwork on Instagram. And the yarn I'm using for this is Biche et Bouche Le Petit Lamb's Wool, which is a 100% lamb's wool, in the colors light pink violet. I think is this purple, and white for the flowers. And yeah, okay, so this, I have so many things to say about it. So excuse me if I just like ramble and weave in and out of what's going on here, but I am making this as part of a steek along, a knit along where we are steeking sweaters into cardigans. And this is being hosted by Rachel from Rachel is Knitting and Courtney from Silly Goose Yarns over on Instagram. There's a Discord server where we can like chat about our projects and like what's happening. And so I picked this pattern specifically because it was written to be steeked. If you don't know what steeking is, it's when you knit a pattern in the round, and then if you can see where these straight lines are, I am actually going to take scissors to this and cut it right along these lines so that it ends up being a cardigan instead of a pullover sweater, which is scary to think that I'm just gonna cut this open and it won't unravel, but there are ways to reinforce it so that it doesn't unravel. So there's a lot of things with this sweater, and I'm actually making a full like separate video on this and my thoughts on it and what I've learned. This is my, like, I've done color work once before, but this is like truly my first like color work yoke, which I have gotten way more comfortable with. The color work part, holding and knitting continentally, holding one yarn in one hand, one yarn in the other hand. I learned about in color work, one yarn is like the dominant yarn. You have to make sure you're holding it all correctly. I've learned how to catch floats, both for your main color and your contrast color. It's a lot, and I'll just show you some of my floats. The first couple of rounds you might be able to see are like way looser than kind of as you get down. I feel like the tension gets a little bit more even as I went on. But I talked to a lot of lovely, wonderful people on Instagram, and they said, yes, your floats can be too loose, but it's better that they're too loose than being too tight. You can, you know, kind of tack them down if something's like really out of place. With the yarn that I'm using, it is 100% lamb's wool. It's a little bit more rustic compared to like a superwash merino yarn, which means it kind of sticks together. So that's gonna actually help keep my stitches looking fine, even if some of the floats are a little bit too long. So overall, I'm not too worried about that. I don't know if you can tell, you probably can. The color work just in general looks a little bit lumpy and bumpy, but I have also been assured that that should block out. So I am considering, I highly, seriously considering steam blocking this like today or tomorrow, just to see what it looks like. The designer actually, Kristen commented on a couple of my Instagram reels and suggested steam blocking it instead of wet blocking it. So it should be fast, that should be easy, and just to see how it looks once it's blocked, so, or steamed. So overall, I'm really, really happy with it. When I went camping, my goal for this was to just work on this in the car ride on the way there and on the way back. It was like a 6-ish hour drive. I didn't think that I would really be reaching for this and pulling this out when we were at the campsite around the fire or sitting down by the lake, because I didn't want it to get all dusty and dirty, and I didn't want to have to like think about color work knitting while I was, you know, in conversations with family, watching the kids, making sure they weren't running off and not listening to us, which was honestly the majority of the trip. And so that's kind of what happened is I worked on this a lot on the way up, pretty much the whole way there. I did pull this out one day. I woke up earlier than most people and just sat and knit on this for a little while, which honestly I knit forward a row and had to knit all the way back because I messed up, which was the same day that my other whip I had to frog entirely. So that was an unfortunate day in my knitting, but it was all fixed and obviously we've moved forward. So, and then I did knit on this a little bit on the drive back. Not as much as I thought because I knit on my other whip more. So all in all, I think before we left, I was in the second or third flower. And by the time we got home, I was at the end of the fourth flower. And then since then, this week, I have done the last flower and the mini flower. And today is this morning, I split for sleeves and have done this inch, 2 inches, I don't know, 2 inches about, in the single color. So I'm just loving it so much. I love the color. I'm in a big purple phase right now, so I'm just really happy with this. And it's going well. So let me give you some of the stats on this one as well, what size I'm making. So, okay, I am making a size 6 in this pattern as well. And if you watched my swatch video, you'll know that I had to figure out, I had some issues with figuring out what needle size based on gauge and what size to make. And I ended up just like going up. So the recommended needle size for this is actually like 3.5, yeah, like 3.54. I ended up knitting this all, the color work, on a 5mm needle, and I have now switched to single color, so I switched to a 4.5mm needle here, and that's what I'll knit the rest of the body and the sleeves on. And then the ribbing, I went down to a 3.5mm needle, I believe. So yeah, again, I just have to up my needle size for like everything, but that's okay. It's totally fine. And it does put me a little bit smaller than gauge. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Like, I tried it on this morning, so I'll put a picture here. You can see what it looks like. Yes, it has positive ease, but it's a cardigan, so like it's not gonna be way too big. It's not gonna be massive. I'm gonna make sure the arms are the right length. I'm gonna make sure the body is the right length, so it'll look proportionate and it'll be fine. And overall, really happy with it. So hopefully when you see this again, hopefully the body will be done at least and I'll be on a sleeve, but we'll see. We will see. So that's that. Really happy with that. All good there. Okay. Oh, and when I, this is the white yarn that I use, and this is all that I have left over from the color work, so good use of one skein. Eh? Okay, the next whip I'm going to show you, I don't know if you'll be surprised or what, but it's a sock. I've got like, and it's like, you can actually see the sock part of this. This pattern is called the Trusty Toe Up Socks by Tanis Fiber Arts. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and the yarn that I'm using is Long Dog yarn. This is her mohair sock base in the colorway Frosted Window Pane. And I picked this specifically because this was from her Cozy collection, so it's supposed to be like, you know, snowy vibes, whatever. which I do get from this, but I also get like campfire and s'mores and roasted marshmallows, which I absolutely love. And that's what I was really going for, the vibe of my camping trip, because we had s'mores. Well, we only had s'mores one night, but they were delicious. So that's what I'm trying to bring back and remember with this sock. So when we started the camping trip, I had done the toe, and I think I had just like a couple of rounds after the toe. And my goal was to finish a sock and start the other sock. Well, it turns out it was way too big. I had made the size medium, but I had to go up a needle size. So these are US 2s, 2.75 millimeter, which is typically, if you're knitting socks, you're using a 0 or a 1, like 2.25 millimeter needle. And I didn't have that. Basically, I bought US size 1 tips, ChiaoGoo tips, thinking they would connect to my cables, and they didn't. They were like the extra small size instead of the small size connectors, which I didn't even know was a thing. And I went to like attach it on, and I was just like, this doesn't fit. Like, what is going on here? So yeah, I couldn't use those. And then I just was not smart and decided to make the same size that I would normally use using those same needles, and it ended up being way too big. So I ended up ripping out the sock and started over. I decreased the number of like body, leg, foot stitches. Actually went a little bit smaller than the smallest size. I think the smallest size is like 60 stitches. I ended up going down to 58 stitches, and I've tried it on and it fits, so I'm really happy about it. The heel that I'm doing, or that I did, is a short row heel. This was my first time doing a short row heel, and I liked it. I'm not sure if I did it 100% correctly, because there are like, it's kind of holy. Like, you can see where the short rows are, and when I wear this, there's like little holes there. So I don't know, I might just like stitch it up a little bit at the end, or I just might not care. And the next pair of socks I make, whenever that is, I'll just try a different heel method. So overall, I'm really proud of myself. On the way back from the camping trip in the car is when I started the heel. And I got halfway, and then we got home, and I was confused on how to do the other side of the heel. So that's where I stopped, and so then you can see the progress that I've made this week since then. I've really been focusing on the Maddie cardigan, and not as much the sock. I was working on this a little bit like during meetings and stuff, because I didn't want to pull out color work during meetings. But now that my cardigan is in straight stockinette phase, I can hopefully just like whip through that during meetings and stuff. That's what I was doing today. I had a couple meetings that I didn't really have to participate in, I just had to listen to. So that was that. That's my sock. Who knows when the second one will appear, but really happy with it so far. Really glad that it's working out. So, and then my third work in progress that I brought on the camping trip, my thought was I can pull this out and work on this if I get tired of working on my socks and I don't want to bring out my Maddie cardigan. That was the thought. Is my Moonset tee. Pattern is by Ozetta. The yarn that I'm using is Sorella Yarn Velvet from Fall Tonals last year, 2021. And I have made zero progress on this. I did not pull this out at all during the camping trip. I really need to measure it, and what I need to do is try it on at this point and measure it and see how many more inches I need to do. This has kind of just been my backup project for a while now. When I like don't have anything else that's plain stockinette, but now all 3 of my projects are plain stockinette, so this one's just been on the back burner. But maybe if I do some measurements and figure out how much I need to do to get it done, I'll be more inclined to pick it up. Maybe not. Because I am really itching to cast something else on. Which I will show you. And I can't remember if I've showed these on the podcast yet. But these are they've got dog hair all over them, of course. Welcome to my life. But this is going to be my next cast on. It's going to be the Moon Crush tank from Jacqueline Cieslak, which is this super cute colorwork tank top with like half moon shapes, and it has 3 different colors or 2 different colors. But when I went to First Friday Knit Night at Apricot Yarn Shop down in San Diego at the beginning of July, I picked out these colors to make that top, and I've really been just dying to cast it on since I picked these out. But these, okay, let me tell you what this is. This is the Quince & Co. Sparrow yarn, which is a 100% organic linen. And the colorways are Paprika, which is this red-orange. The white is called Lunar. And the purpley pink is called Viburnum. I don't know. But I just like thought these were super cute, super beautiful all together. And this will be my first time trying a 100% linen yarn. I have been warned that it's kind of hard on your hands, but once you finish it and wash it, it softens up and it washes up really nicely. So, and that it's like really nice to wear when it's hot out. So that's really why I want to cast this on, because I just want to wear it and test out wearing 100% linen in this heat that we're having right now. So that's next up. I've really been dying to cast this on like today, so that might happen tonight. We'll see. I don't know what our plans are for tonight yet. Okay, so that's that. That's all my works in progress. And the rest of the stuff that I have to show you is just a lot of yarn. I'm looking at 5 yarn orders right now, and I know the last episode we went through the same thing. And I've been trying to buy less. I guess some of this came in like 3 weeks ago, and I just haven't podcasted since then. So like, that's fine. It's kind of an accumulation, but also I just feel like my shelves are starting to fill up. This shelf right behind me specifically, a month or so ago, probably like 2 or 3 months ago, was not full at all. It was like down here, and now it is full. And all of my other shelves are also full. So I'm gonna have to do some rearranging. My sock square is not full, and my mohair square is not full. So I'm probably gonna combine them to open up a new square for all of this yarn that's right here. But let's go through it. First I'll talk about this. So I ordered this yarn, my Biche Bouche Les Petites Lambs wool, from La Mercerie up in Washington State. And then I got on their email list, which is always dangerous to be on a yarn shop's email list. And I got an email and it said new yarns, and I said, oh, cool, let me look at this. I'm not gonna buy anything, but let me see what it is. And I opened the email and I saw this. And yeah, I said, I need that. I need that right now. And so this is Akara Yarns. It is a merino sock, 80/20 merino nylon. And this color is called Sultry, and it's this pinky purple plus like orange rust. And I just think this like pink orange combination is just gorgeous. Like I'm really into this. So I needed it. Obviously, I want it, I got it. I want it, I got it. It's the theme of the next section of this podcast. So yeah, I got 3 skeins. This one's definitely a little bit lighter than the others. So whenever I make something with this, I'll have to make sure to alternate skeins, but aren't these gorgeous? They're so pretty. So I don't know, I've got 1,260 yards, 1260. So I'll have to figure out what I want to make with this. I don't know yet. I went into this totally without a plan. And while I was on this, you know, I was just like, well, let me look at the other colors that they have. And I bought another one because why not? And I actually, like, these came in the mail, and I think I like this color better than the Sultry original color that I bought. I don't even know if you'll be able to see how pretty this is. This is just the lightest pink with speckles ever. This is a very like Aro from Aro Knits and Pearls colorway. I saw this and was immediately like, that's the one Aro would get. And it's called Hydrangea, and it's gorgeous. Like, this is so pretty. Let me see, I took the label off if you can see the like variegation on it between the white and the like very, very light pink purple. It's so pretty. So I got 3 of these as well. So again, 1,260 yards. And whatever I make with this is just gonna be gorgeous. So I'm really excited and really happy with this purchase. It was like very unexpected. And a lot of times, I don't know, I get asked a lot if I'm disappointed a lot when I buy yarn online because I don't see it first. And I do 99.9% of my yarn shopping online. And sometimes, yeah, there is a little bit of a disappointment where I'll pull the picture back up and be like, these are not the same colors. Like, this is not what I was expecting. And in this case, I'm happier than what I saw online. So yeah, it is kind of a toss-up. It is a gamble. You don't really know if it's going to be the same. What you do is you start buying from the same designers, the same brands. You kind of know what you're going to get or how different it's going to be based on what you've gotten in the past. And at least that's how I look at it. So a lot of the hand-dyed yarn that I get from, you know, my favorites, which are like Sorella, Explorer Knits, like those types of dyers, I know that the color is going to be very, very similar to what I see online. So that's that. And that's beautiful yarn. This is beautiful yarn. So, okay. Yarn purchase number 1. All right. Speaking of Explorer Knits and Fibers, this was my next purchase. Let me show you. I've got, whatever, I'll just show. Ta! Hello. Okay. So, I mostly got all of one color, which is this. This is Fia. This is from her Ireland collection. And this base is her cashmere sock base, which is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. It's really soft. I love this base. And I got 6 of these skeins on cashmere for a Dear Duomo sweater, is what the plan is for these. This colorway is so pretty. It's got that creamy base, but with like seafoam, green, turquoise / peachy pink. There's some purple in here and some gray and some like random speckles. It's just like really, really cool. So, in this sweater you hold a double, 2 strands. So I got 6 of these in order to do that. And I'm really, really happy with them. They're beautiful. And along with that, might as well just show you the mohair, because I also got Fia in mohair. Oh, sorry, it's not mohair, it's Surrey. It's Surrey alpaca lace. So it's 74% baby Surrey alpaca and 26% silk. It's so soft. Like if you haven't tried Ali's Surrey, it's so soft. And again, you can kind of see, I love the way that Surrey takes the dye. It's always a little bit different than her other bases, but so you can see just like a little bit deeper of this blue, green, turquoise, a little bit deeper purpley grays. And my plan for this is actually to hold it double with this. I haven't actually pulled this out to see. Ooh, I do actually think this will look great. So my plan is to hold a Surrey with a strand of Drops Wish in the color Natural, to make the, oh shoot, what's it called? It's a cardigan by Sophie from the Knit Pearl Girl. Her most recent cardigan pattern that's come out. Dang it, I gotta look. What's it called? It's called the Salerno cardigan. It's super cute. And so the cardigan is originally knit in Drops Wish with a strand of mohair. So I'm doing Drops Wish with a strand of Surrey, and I'm really hoping, I need a swatch. I'm really hoping that you'll be able to see all the colors in the swatch. And if you cannot see the colors with holding this double, then I'm not going to hold it double, and I'm going to save this for something else where I can really show off the colors because I love them. I think they're beautiful. Okay, so that's that. And then the last thing I got from the Ireland collection is I got 2 skeins of Woodruff. And I love this. What I love so much about this is it like changes color depending on the light in the room. Like when the first time I opened this, it looked way more gray, and I'm looking at it now and it definitely looks more purple, which is just really cool. This is also in the cashmere base, and I got 2 skeins. My thought is to make a hat, a beanie with these. So I love it. They're so soft and so pretty. So that is that. I feel like I've said that a few times now, but that's my Ireland collection. Ireland collection by Ali from Explore Knits. Will be back sometime soon. Will I be buying more? Yeah. I really want Irish Heather, that pinky variegated. I should have got it the first time. I really want Giant's Causeway, the blue one, blue variegated. I also want the blue tonal that goes along with it. There's a bunch that I missed out on. The blues, if you can't tell by all of this, the like blues, pinks, purples, that whole family is like my favorite. So, okay. 3 more. I'll try to get through this quickly. I got, look at this. This is one skein of Woolberry. Colorway is Coastal from her Coastal collection. And this is on Berry Cashmere, which is an 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. And I actually got this in a D-stash. Somebody was getting rid of it and I said, I want it. I ordered from the Woolberry Coastal collection, but I did not order this colorway, and my order has not shipped yet. But I think it will be shipped soon because the 2 colorways that I ordered, she said they were getting those ready like now-ish, not today. I think she's like on PTO or something, but hopefully next week it'll ship. But anyways, I also really loved this colorway. It's definitely something that, like, I don't have a lot of this color with this like green in it in my stash, but I just thought this was super pretty and I couldn't pass it up. Someone was getting rid of it and I was like, I will give it a very nice home here with all of my other skeins of yarn. So I don't know what I'm gonna make with it. It's 400 yards, so I'll find something really pretty to make with it, and I'm really happy that it's mine. So thank you to my friend who de-stashed this. Okay, I'm gonna save this one for last because I'm really excited about it, and I'm gonna show you. I got another Sorella box, and this is actually the like medium size box, I think. It's super cute. It's got, you know, a girl. She's chilling at home with her coffee and her tea and her knitting. And she's watching TV. This is me. Like, this is what I do. I just sit at home with my knitting and my TV. So, and this is my Mayflower order. So I'm really excited that this has come. Just because now there's more projects that I can make. Because, you know, I don't have enough yarn to keep myself occupied. Now I've got more. I'm crazy, you guys. I need to stop, but we're not stopping. All right, look at this. Speechless. Okay, this is the Huntress on mohair. Her base is 72% kid mohair and 28% silk. It's got pinks, purples, that blue, gray color again. It's just like so gorgeous. And I got 4 skeins of this. And this is gonna be a Cloud Bow sweater. I'm pretty sure I picked Cloud Bow. Yeah, Cloud Bow, the mohair one from Pom Pom. Pom Pom. Right? That's what I picked. So let me double check. Yes, Cloud Bow. My thought is to hold it double so that the pattern, not the one on the front, this is the Effervescent, which I think I showed you yarns for that one last time. Oh god. Every time I look through this, like, I've already looked at all of the patterns, but every time I look through it, I'm like, oh, I need to get yarn for this one now. Okay, this is the Cloud Bow. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? I want like a good, this one. And the dress. Like, I'm not making the dress, but can you imagine? It's gorgeous, but like, I just feel like I can't knit that. It's too much knitting. But I'm gonna make the top, and I'm gonna hold the yarn double so that it's not as see-through, is my thought behind that. I have seen some on Instagram do that, and I like it. I think it's a cool idea. So that's what this is gonna be. I'm really excited about it. Okay. Oh, I got 2 other sweater quantities of yarn, but they're the same color. Oh God, I love her silk base so much. It's so good. This is, look at that. Isn't this just like the perfect pink? I think it is. This is You Are Good for the Soul on her Silk DK, and my plan for this is to make a Brookline blouse by Mezzo Makes, which is very similar to the cottagecore crop that you can see in one of my last episodes. Except it doesn't have the opening in the front and the buttons. It's knit totally in the round, but it's got that peplum and it's got the little ruffle on the sleeve. So, and I wish you guys could feel this yarn. It's a 50-50 silk and superwash merino, and she only had it for this collection and for her summer tonals. And I know it's not a fall base, but like, I live in Southern California, and so I wish that I could get all of her yarn on this base because it's so soft. I don't know. The green right here, the Pampas is also in Silk DK, and I really want to get Silk Sock, but I'm not gonna do it. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I'm trying to take a pause on buying yarn because of this. I need to knit more, but I really want the sock. But hopefully it'll come back next year and I can get some then. But anyways, so that's that. This is gonna be gorgeous. And then I also got You Are Good for the Soul on Surrey sock. It's 100% Surrey alpaca. And this, here it is. I'm going to hold double. Oh, I haven't put these next to each other yet, you guys. This is the first time. I'm gonna hold these double. This is Studio from the Fall Tonals collection. I'm gonna hold these double for a Cumulus blouse, Cumulus sweater. Again, if you follow Allie from Explorer Knits, she's always wearing her Cumulus sweater in Surrey, and it just looks like the most cozy thing in the whole entire world. And look how these pinks are next to each other. They are so good. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot of this, put it on my stories, and just tell everyone. I'm very excited. So again, I have 3 skeins of Studio and I have 3 skeins of You Are Good for the Soul. It's gonna be so beautiful. How do you, like, when you have this much yarn that you love so much, how do you decide what to cast on? Like, I'm really trying to, and like, obviously I'm not doing a good job, but when I cast this on, my souffle, I just knit on this until it was done. And it took me 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. But the whole time I was like, I want to cast on something else. I want to cast on something else. And right now, like, I'm working on the Maddie cardigan. And I know, like, if I just knit on this, like, I can get it done. But all I want to do is cast on something else. This, specifically. But I also want to cast on this now. I want to cast on the Brookline blouse. Like, I want to cast on too many things, guys. There's too many options. I don't know. I just don't know. Anyways, okay. This just makes me so incredibly happy. I'm gonna have to leave this out on top of my shelf here just to, like, stare at it. It's so pretty. And I knew it would be good, but I didn't know how good it was gonna be. And it's gonna look great on me. Ugh, can't wait. Can't wait. And I can't even, like, say this is gonna be my first, like, fall winter sweater because I still have sweater number 15 that I put on pause, my cable sweater that I need to finish. And I look at that almost every day and I'm like, I want to pull that out and work on that because it's so soft and I love it. And I know it's 100 degrees outside and knitting with mohair is a bad idea, but I want to so bad. Okay. I don't know. Okay. My battery's gonna die. We've already been doing this for an hour, but I gotta stop it. Not my battery. My camera is gonna turn off because it only films for 30 minutes. But I have one more yarn to show you, and actually I have some other stuff from the Sewrella order that I need to show you. So, boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, we're back. Okay. So, in the Sewrella order this was from her Mayflower collection, which if you missed it, she went to the Mayflower Hotel in Connecticut, maybe on the East Coast, which was the inspiration for the Dragonfly Inn from Gilmore Girls. Amazing. And she made a whole yarn collection off of this. It's like really cool. Anyways, so I also got hand cream and I also got wool wash in, oh, they're two different. I thought I got the same ones. I'm so smart. Okay. The hand cream I got in the scent Apothecary, and I've already used this. I love it. It's very like fresh. It is floral, but like in a good way, if you can say that. I'm not super into like floral scents, but this one's really good. I don't even know how to describe it. Just, I would recommend this one. And then the wool wash I got in the scent number 35. I should have looked up the descriptions so that I could tell you. Ooh. That's different than any of the wool washes that I have. I like that. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to go back and look at these because I feel like you need to know. Okay, she didn't put it on Instagram, so I can't tell you. But anyways, if you've never tried Serella's wool wash, they always smell really good and they work really well. And I'd recommend them. If you've never tried her hand cream, it smells really good. It soaks in magically fast and it does not leave any sticky, gross residue like some other lotions do. This is how she advertises it, as like, put it on and get back to your craft, and 100% put it on, get back to your knitting, get back to your crochet. Don't worry about it getting lotion all over your yarn. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 of these now, just like spread throughout my house, and I love them. Okay, thank you, Ashley from Sewrella. You've done it again. You are amazing. I am scared for your next collection because her next collection is in collaboration with Alexi from Two of Wands, and it's this like autumn in New York collection. And I know I've said this before, autumn, fall, it's not my favorite season. Please don't hate me. I know it's a lot of people's favorite season, especially knitters, and I get it. I understand why. If I didn't live in Southern California, if I lived on the East Coast, I think I would agree. But I live in Southern California and we don't really have fall. Like leading up to Halloween, it's still like 100 degrees, it's very hot. Halloween night, without a doubt, it's very cold. You always have to wear a sweatshirt over your costume and it sucks. And then it goes back to being very, very hot. So the leaves don't change colors until like December, January. And at that point, it's just winter. So like, we don't really get fall. And that's why my favorite season is summer. Because we also don't really get spring. It just like stays cold. And then it's like summer, boom. So that's why. That's why. But anyways, that collection, I know it's gonna have this like coppery orange. It's got a colorway, and I have a sweater that's like store-bought. It's from American Eagle, and it's this really nice like orangey color. A lot of oranges I can't really do. I just, it has to be the right shade of orange, and I am picturing it. I know this collection is gonna have it, and I know I'm gonna need it. Anyways, every time Sorella comes out with a new collection, I'm like, I don't need it. I don't need more yarn. And then it's like colorway reveal after reveal after reveal after reveal, and I'm like, dang it, I need that, I need that, I need that, I need that. I gotta stop. I gotta stop myself. Okay. But I haven't, because I have one more yarn acquisition to show you. And remember when I mentioned Aro from Aro Knits and Pearls? Well, she posted on Instagram about this, and I saw it. And I said, I want it, I bought it. I want it, I bought it. Let me just take it out. And she got hers recently on one of her last episodes. She shared it, but this is my first time getting one of these. Okay, hold on. You gotta look how pretty this is. Look at it. Can you even see? Okay, I'll show you this one. I got two skeins. Okay, this is Moondrake Co. The color is called Unicorn Cloud, and this is actually two skeins wrapped up into one. So there's the mohair, yes, the mohair skein, which is what you see a lot of, plus right here, that is called Bubble Bubble, and it's superwash merino, 90% merino, 10% nylon, and it's this slub yarn. So it's got these. You can see that it's, the way that this is constructed, formulated, I don't know. It's the merino, like a single ply merino wrapped around the nylon cord. And then there are larger pieces of the merino called slubs that kind of stick out. And you're supposed to hold these two together. So you hold the slub and the mohair together, and it kind of like, it's a very crinkly yarn, so the mohair kind of like smooths it out a little bit, but you still get some of the lumpy bumpies from the slubs. And the slub yarn is 437 yards and the mohair is 460 yards. So I bought two, so I have 874 yards of the merino. I'm gonna make a sweater with it. But like, did you also see the colors? Like, it's neon, pink, blue, yellow, green, purple. It's gorgeous. This has been sitting on top of my dresser, like right under my TV in the bedroom since I got it. And yeah, I've just been staring at it and again, wanting to cast it on. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna make. It'll probably be like, I haven't made a love note yet or a ranunculus. And now I have a bunch of yarn that I want to use to make either one of those patterns. So I think this will be one of those, probably without the lace. So it's just like the general shape where the yarn can really shine. So I don't know if you can hear my dog. She's in the backyard barking and going crazy, but I'm sorry if you can. Somebody's like taking in their trash cans and there's either it's gotta be a motorcycle. No one has grass here. It's not a lawnmower. Anyways, that's what she's barking at. So yeah, that's it. That's actually it. I can attempt again to hold all this yarn in one hand, but I feel like it's kind of cheating now because half of it's in plastic. So it's already like all held together here. So this isn't going to be the cover photo though. I just wanted to show you all my new little yarn babies. Yeah. So again, just a lot here. Yeah. What have I been doing besides the knitting? We went camping, it was great. I told you all about that. I've been reading the second book, 2 out of 2 so far, in the Crescent City series. Really enjoying that. I'm a slow reader, so it'll take a while for me to get through it. TV, man, reality TV right now is just off the charts. There's so much going on, mostly because Love Island UK, Love Island US, and Big Brother are on right now. And Big Brother, there's 3 episodes a week, and Love Island UK and Love Island US, actually I haven't actually started the US one yet, but I've been watching UK and there's 5 episodes a week. I just am so far behind right now. I was on the TV a little while ago, just counting how many episodes behind I am, and I'm 9 episodes behind, and I'm I'm never gonna catch up. So I've been watching all of those. The Bachelorette is also on. Thankfully, that's only 1 episode per week right now. Man, 2 Bachelorettes, it's crazy. And there's also a show that if you're watching regular cable, it comes on right after The Bachelorette, but I watch it on Hulu. It's called Claim to Fame, where it's all of these people who are somehow related to a celebrity, but it's a secret. They have to guess who the celebrity relative is, and everyone's lying and trying to figure it out, and they do these little challenges, and it's really fun. It's hosted by Kevin Jonas and their lesser known brother Frankie Jonas, and so that's been really fun. We were watching Big Brother yesterday on Paramount Plus, and our dogs destroyed our remote control. We have a Roku. They destroyed the Roku remote, and so my husband downloaded there's an app, I guess. I had no idea that this existed, but you can get the Roku remote as an app on your phone. Anyways, so my husband did that. I have not downloaded it on my phone yet, just because if he has it, why do I need it, right? And so he left the room, and I was pause it, we don't need to start a new show. He didn't pause it, and so the next show came on, and it was The Challenge. And I have never watched The Challenge. Actually, I think I have, years and years and years ago. But this season of The Challenge is all players from Survivor, Big Brother, The Amazing Race, and Love Island US. These are 4 of my favorite shows in the whole world. And so The Challenge came on, and I was oh my god, it's Tyson. Oh my god, it's Sarah. Oh my god, it's these people from Love Island. Oh my god, I know all of these people, and I loved watching all of these people. And dude, the challenges on The Challenge are legit. They're not these little Big Brother challenges. They're more similar, I think, to the Amazing Race challenges. But then Love Island doesn't even really have challenges. The challenges on Love Island are just the boys against the girls, and they just make out the whole time. These challenges are insane. Yeah, so that has been added to my watch list. I've also just been keeping up with all of the knitting podcasts. I have started watching Rebecca from the Creabea. I don't know why I hadn't been watching her before. She's amazing. She's working on her very first pattern right now called the Cargill sweater, and it's so beautiful. It's so gorgeous. A tester call went out recently, which I think is now closed, but it's in the testing phase, so later this year I know that will come out. And I'm gonna have to make it because it's beautiful. So yeah, I'm sure you've already watched her podcast, but that's my new recommendation. New for me, not new for anyone else. But yeah, that's what's happening over here. Ready for school to start back up. 16 more days. Yeah. And yeah, again, just knitting away. So the real question will be next episode if I cast on the Moon Crush tank tonight, or if I just try to power through the Maddie cardigan and get that done as quickly as possible before I cast on something else. Again, in my head, I just am like be a monogamous knitter, just like get it done, get on to the next project. I don't know, I just feel like maybe I'm more a product knitter than a process knitter, but at the same time, like I can just sit there and just like knit for hours because I love how it feels. I love the motions of my hands. Like it gives me something to do while I'm watching TV, and I love watching TV. There's so many good shows. Like, I don't know, but I just like really want the finished object. And I don't know if it's because I like want to go on to the next one right away, just because like I have all of this yarn that I need to use and want to use, or if it's because I like actually want the finished object. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. If you've gone through this this crisis and this thought process, please leave a comment down below. Let me know how you think about it and like how you make it work for you. I do kind of feel like right now I'm drowning in all of this yarn and all of these project ideas that I have. You know, I have a spreadsheet where I write down like all the projects I want to make with the yarn that I have. And I just keep thinking about like when I started that, like one of the very first projects that was on there was with this purple yarn right here. I don't even know if you can see it. Well, get my hair out of the way. Right here. This is Folklore from Sorella's Taylor Swift collection, which I actually got when it came back in Greatest Hits. And I really want to make an Oslo sweater with that. And so I just like keep going back to it, and I'm like I really want to start that. And that'll like get me started on working through my stash here. But then I just like keep getting yarn in that I'm dying to cast on, like you just saw. So, and I'm also like, well, I should, you know, I live in Southern California, so I should knit through my non-wool stash, which is this box right here. But then all I want to do, and I just keep buying mohair and Surrey. So I don't know. This is how my brain works. These are the issues that are going through my brain right now. So, along with so many other things, mostly work related, and you know, thinking about quitting my job and opening up a yarn shop. So, is it a joke? Is it real? I don't know yet. I joked about it on Instagram all week today after I got some weird news at work, but I don't know yet. Just the idea is percolating. I don't know if it'll actually turn into anything, but if it does, you heard it here first. So I'm gonna stop talking now because I'm just rambling, but I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Knit California podcast. Give me a follow over on Instagram at Knit California. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm at about 450 subscribers, and I'm really trying to get to 500. Mostly because I'm like actually trying to get to 1,000, because once you get to 1,000 you can monetize your platform, which would just be nice because I put a lot of time and effort into these videos. They're really fun for me to make, and it would just be nice if I could get a little bit of money from them. I know it's not a lot, but just a little bit of money for doing it. So that's my goal. Leave a comment down below. I love reading your comments and replying to them. Let me know again, how you think about yarn in your stash and what you decide to make and when. And if you liked any of these yarns that I bought today, let me know. Maybe it'll sway me to cast that on as my next project. Who knows? Yeah. Anyways, again, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day and happy knitting. See you later.
Hey everyone. Make sure to like and subscribe to Knit California.